In modern-day China, approximately 16 million people live on 400 million hectares of grassland. This is a rather unusual group within human society. They were once the founders of a great civilization, but today they have chosen to live far from urban civilization, deep within the grasslands. If you leave us, what magic does the grassland hold? A question that hints at the mystery of one of the most unique places on Earth. However, this does not mean that the civilization of the steppe has never existed here. In western Inner Mongolia, the Mongol Mountains lie deep within the Badain-Uran Desert, home to countless strange stones. The power of ancient oceans has shaped these stones into their final forms, leaving their marks in this area. However, these stones did not originate from the cold depths of the sea. When you step into the tranquil desert of Mount Mela, you find more than 6,000 black rock paintings that preserve the history of this land. Some of these paintings date back 10,000 years. They reveal ancient information, and being crafted in stone, have transformed this place into a treasure trove of ancient art. For nearly 50 years, cultural researchers have worked to use these rock paintings to sketch out a nomadic world that once thrived here. Pham Vinh Nam, a renowned researcher, is the most familiar with Mount Mela. He knows every rock painting in this 18 square kilometer area. When he brought a new assistant here for the first time, the assistant couldn't believe that beneath the mountainside lay a lush and thriving grassland. Mr. Pham explained, "These paintings reflect different tribes, hunting scenes, or family life. This one shows a hunting circle, with the deer in the center pierced through the neck by an arrow. This scene depicts a successful hunt, providing a hearty feast that could save the entire tribe from starvation. This is the guarantee of their survival in the wilderness." Clearly, before becoming the first official inhabitants of the steppe, these people had many extraordinary experiences. What they saw and deeply understood about nature and humanity helped them to thrive. These individuals once crawled on the grass, relying on harsh nature to survive, and now the remaining stones serve as the most vivid witnesses of their past. When you walk among these rock paintings, you feel as though you're traversing time, conversing with the ancients. Reading the engravings feels like reading a celestial book. However, sometimes the paintings are difficult to interpret. People cannot be sure why exactly they were created. Today, the grasslands and their inhabitants have gradually disappeared, but the stones remain, silent and seemingly oblivious to the passage of time. From oceans to grasslands to deserts, natural forces have transformed the Earth's surface. After the creators of these paintings vanished, their community has continued to evolve over the past 10,000 years. To this day, their way of life is preserved, thanks to cultural codes passed down from generation to generation. The civilization of the steppe has endured through time. June is the best time in Hongyuan, Sichuan province. The people here begin migrating to the summer grasslands, 70 kilometers away from their current settlements. For nomads, seasonal migration is an essential part of life. They live like trees needing water, surviving and moving according to the laws of nature. All the ethnic groups on the steppe live this way, a tradition maintained from one generation to the next. 2 days later, they arrived at the summer grasslands, a place filled with blooming flowers and sunlight. Here, the people pitched their tents, preparing for an entirely new summer season. At 5 o'clock in the morning, Gioba began his first tasks on the new grassland. Life on the steppe is like this. People are accustomed to nature from a young age. To children, this is not work, but more like play. For them, everything in life is a gift from nature. The grasslands are picturesque, the snowy mountains gleam with golden light, and the rivers flow endlessly. Nature is not just a provider, but also an object of worship for thousands of years. Generation after generation, the people here live in harmony with nature and believe their lives are part of a larger ecological chain. Unlike the big cities where material comforts abound, the spiritual world here is incredibly rich. Parents teach their children to live simply, respect nature, and uphold spiritual values. Lessons that have helped this community overcome many challenges. In the summer, hundreds of men on the steppe gather together, set up tents, and perform rituals to pray for blessings. They camp, build altars, and ask the gods to bless them with abundant harvests. This is how they preserve their culture and honor nature. A way of life that has existed for thousands of years, instilling in the people both reverence and awe for the power of creation. For thousands of years, the belief in natural deities has evolved into a way of life, making the people here both fearful and respectful of nature. They never dare to cross the boundaries set by the gods, but fully enjoy the gifts that nature provides. Generation after generation, they repeat the traditions and values that have been proven over time. One of the most unique and ancient practices of the steppe people is the belief in shamans. Shamans are not only religious figures who perform rituals, but also act as intermediaries between humans and the divine. They help villagers face the challenges of nature and life. Shamanic rituals often reenact how humans express fear and faith in supernatural forces. These rituals are performed with special costumes, symbolic meanings, and natural codes that record the journey of ancestors. In the shamanic worldview, everything has a soul. Spirits dwell in every blade of grass, every river, and every gust of wind. It is believed that shamans possess the ability to communicate with nature and supernatural forces, allowing them to pray for favorable weather, protect crops, and soothe the fears of the community. While modern civilization has altered people's perception of the natural world, for the steppe people, the gods are still regarded as sacred totems. Shamanic rituals are often associated with important events such as horse riding ceremonies, coronations, or ancestor worship. These practices are not only religious, but also a way to maintain the connection between humans and nature. Although the primitive style of shamans was once considered superstition and even banned, today shamanic culture is still preserved because it provides comfort and helps people face life's difficulties. One of the most important symbols of steppe beliefs is the mani stones. These stones, inscribed with Buddhist scriptures, are placed on mountains, along rivers, or scattered across the vast grasslands. The people believe that carving scriptures onto these stones allows them to send prayers to the gods and bring peace to their community. In Goktu, the world's largest cluster of mani stones, with over 2 billion stones, is a focal point of faith and aspirations for goodness. These stones are not only symbols of belief, but also a source of livelihood for many families. Carving mani stones requires not only precision, but also a deep sense of spirituality. Many families start teaching their children how to carve stones at a young age to pass down cultural and religious values. Each scripture carved onto the stone represents a prayer, a hope for purity, and a desire for balance in life. Despite economic pressures, families continue this tradition because they believe it is a way to connect with the gods and maintain faith in the future. The people of the steppe not only revere nature, but also honor historical heroes, especially Genghis Khan, the national hero of the Mongols. The Genghis Khan Mausoleum, also known as the Golden Palace, is the most sacred site for the steppe people. Each year, millions of pilgrims visit the mausoleum to pay their respects and pray for peace and prosperity. This sacred site is guarded by a group of people known as the Men, who are responsible for maintaining rituals and protecting the spirit of Genghis Khan. Only the eldest son in a Men family is allowed to inherit this responsibility. Their hymns, most of which are in ancient languages incomprehensible to others, are considered the voice of the heavens, acting as a bridge between humans and the divine. Steppe culture revolves not only around faith and history, but also the strong bonds between community members. Each family plays a vital role in preserving and passing down traditional values. The people here live harmoniously with nature, cherish what life has to offer, and always seek ways to instill these values in future generations. Despite the significant changes brought by modern life, their core values remain intact, serving as a source of strength that enables them to persist and thrive. In addition to their beliefs in shamanic culture, life on the steppe is also a testament to the resilience and self-reliance of its people. The steppe communities do not merely depend on nature for survival, they thrive in harmony with it. They do not see themselves as masters of nature, but as part of a larger ecological system. For them, everything is alive, from the rivers and mountains to the winds that sweep across the grasslands. Family traditions on the steppe have been preserved across generations. Adults teach their children the value of hard work, gratitude toward nature, and the importance of living in unity. Families often encourage their children to participate in communal work from a young age, not only to teach life skills, but also to help them inherit cultural values. Every summer, families gather in the grasslands, perform rituals to pray for blessings, and set up altars to express gratitude to the gods. These rituals are not only a way to show reverence, but also an opportunity for the entire community to come together. Family members build tents, prepare offerings, and share stories about their ancestors and memories of the past. This helps the younger generation understand their roots and the significance of preserving traditions. However, life on the steppe is not always easy. The people who live here frequently face natural disasters, harsh weather conditions, and the pressures of modernization. A prime example is the preservation of mani stones. These inscribed stones, symbols of faith and hope, are not only cultural heritage but also a primary source of income for many families. Yet maintaining this craft comes with many challenges. Carving a mani stone requires significant time and effort, but the price of a single stone is often very low, insufficient to cover the rising cost of living. A square mani stone sells for only around 170 yuan, while the monthly living expenses for a family can reach up to 4,000 yuan. Nevertheless, for the stone carvers, this work is not just a means of livelihood, it is a sacred act, a way to express reverence to the gods and pass down faith to future generations. The lives of the steppe people are also deeply intertwined with their historical heroes, especially Genghis Khan. For the Mongols, Genghis Khan is not only a hero, but also a symbol of unity and loyalty. Every year, millions of people make pilgrimages to the Genghis Khan mausoleum to pray and pay their respects. The rituals at the mausoleum are organized by the men, a group entrusted with the sacred duty of protecting the hero's spirit. The hymns sung during these rituals, most of which are in ancient and incomprehensible languages, are considered a bridge between humans and the divine. The steppe people also cherish the legends of their kings and heroes. In Tibet, stories of a heroic king who fought to protect the grasslands have been passed down through generations. Local artists often sing ballads about battles, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of the people. One of the most renowned artists is an elderly man who has devoted his entire life to singing the king's legend. He recounted that at the age of 16, he had a strange dream in which a deity appeared and taught him how to sing these stories. Since then, he has regarded that dream as his mission, helping to pass down history and instill pride in the younger generations. These stories and legends are not only orally transmitted, but also depicted on rock paintings, preserving thousands of years of steppe history. At ancient printing houses in Tibet, tens of thousands of scripture panels are preserved, including ballads praising heroes. These collections are not merely cultural treasures, but also invaluable spiritual legacies, reflecting the faith and aspirations of the people. Although modern life has permeated every corner of the steppe, the core values of the people here remain intact. They do not merely live to survive, they live to protect their culture, beliefs, and traditions. From shamanic rituals and mani stones to the Genghis Khan mausoleum, all of these are testaments to the enduring legacy of a unique civilization. The steppe people, whether in China, Tibet, or Mongolia, share a strong belief in nature and history. They live in harmony with the environment, protect their unique cultural values, and pass them down through generations. The vast grasslands are not just their home, but also the keeper of the soul of an entire civilization. No matter how much the world changes, the steppe remains a symbol of strength, resilience, and unyielding faith. Beyond the stories of heroes and unique cultural values, the traditional clothing of the steppe people also carries significant meaning. For the people here, clothing is not merely protection against harsh weather, but also a symbol of wealth, status, and national pride. Each outfit is intricately crafted from natural materials, passed down through generations, showcasing the skill and culture of the entire community. In some regions, young girls only have the chance to wear traditional attire during festivals or significant events like weddings. The accompanying jewelry, often made from silver or precious stones, is usually passed down through families over generations. These pieces are not just valuable assets, but also part of a spiritual heritage, reminding younger generations of their responsibility to preserve and protect tradition.